Hello, Talkin Fight fans around the world. Thank you for joining us once again for another episode featuring Christian from the Friday night panel. And he'll be talking to us again, as usual, with only a few weeks to go about the upcoming Olympics and in particular the boxing tournaments that will be going on. What have you found out today, Christian? It's Monday morning here in Toronto.
Tournament itself, just a little bit about the games moving forward here. So Japan is now planning on asking athletes from India and 5 other countries that have been hit hard by the highly infectious Delta variant of the coronavirus to now have daily virus tests for 7 days prior to leaving for the games. Now, this was reported on Sunday by one of the Japanese papers. So currently, under the other than these new guidelines for India and several other countries, currently all overseas athletes are being asked to have coronavirus tests twice during the 4-day period before they depart for Tokyo. Then that's obviously set to start on the 23rd, with the boxing starting just after that. So right now, anyone coming, if we were coming from Canada or Britain or something like that, we have 96 hours beforehand. We have to have 2 tests, 2 negative results within that time frame. So the Japanese government aims to put this new rule, which is going to be applied to athletes specifically from India, the Maldives, Nepal, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Afghanistan into effect on the 1st of July, so Thursday. That's according to, of course, anonymous sources. Olympic Minister Tameo Marukawa said on Friday that the member of the Ugandan Olympic team who had tested positive for the coronavirus upon arrival in Japan had in fact tested positive for the Delta variant of the virus, which is adding concern that the games may trigger a new wave of infections. And obviously the larger concern there isn't just infections, but more specifically a raft of infections of this new Delta variant of the coronavirus, which is considerably more infectious or more easily spreadable, more communicable than the original version. So we'll see if there's any more stringent measures put in as we get closer to the games. I have a feeling we're going to be seeing things not just on those countries, but we'll be seeing increased measures as we get closer. A lot of teams have already left for Japan. A lot of teams are already in Japan, to get past that whole jet lag period, to acclimatize to the local water, local food, things of that nature, the weather itself. So a lot of people are already in Japan at this point, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see the playbook getting a little bit beefed up over the next couple of weeks. But as always, we are going to keep bringing you the updates as they come on that one. So bad news for India on that front. But, ahead of the games, India's Amit Pangal actually got a bit of a shot in the arm. Hopefully he's had a couple of those by now, and hopefully they're both, vaccines. But he did get a shot in the arm on Saturday when it came out that he has now been ranked as the #1 boxer for the flyweight, which is the men's 52 kilogram category, by the International Olympic Committee's boxing task force. So the reigning Asian Games champion and World Championship silver medalist is the only Indian boxer from the 9 Tokyo-bound men and women fighters who has received that top billing by the BTF. So this news is definitely going to help spur Pangal on his quest for Olympic glory. The #1 ranking does come, that came out on Saturday, which was just 27 days ahead of the start of the actual boxing competition, which again is running from the 24th of July through the 8th of August. So mark that in your calendars. The 25-year-old from Rohtak, his nearest rival has been, as of late, his nemesis, Uzbekistan Shakobiddin Zwairov. Now, Zwairov has been ranked 5th in these new rankings that have come out. The other 3 boxers in the top 5 for the 52 kilogram category are going to include France's Bilal Benama at the #2 spot, Algeria's Mohamed Flissi at #3, and China's Hu Jianguan at #4. So, and obviously Zwairov at #5. So out of these guys, Pangal has already gone toe-to-toe with and beaten both Benama and Jianguang once each. So far he's come toe-to-toe against Shakobiddin Zwairov from Uzbekistan 3 times and has yet to secure a W there. So the last of which being a controversial 3-2 split decision at the final of the Asian Boxing Championships. That was the ASBC Championships in Dubai. Now that match is specifically is the one that has actually spurred an investigation into the refereeing at that particular event, and that was the one that done. So that might get reversed later on. But as it sits right now, he's lost all 3 times he's come up against Zwairov. Against Fleecy, the Algerian, he has not yet been tested. So what does this all mean? The number one ranking is going to help someone like Pangal and anyone who ends up in this number one ranking position. But right now, we're going to talk about Pangal in this weight division here. So this is going to help Pangal in securing a more favorable draw at the Olympics, where he's unlikely to face any strong challenges before his quarterfinal bout. So the top 8 seeds in Tokyo wouldn't even meet before the quarters normally here. So this leaves Pangal to concentrate on his first 2 matches in the round of 32 and then in the round of 16. Now, in the round of 64, it's unlikely that he's going to have to fight at all. He'll probably be accorded a bye just based on that number one ranking. So it comes with its benefits, this numero uno validation here. And it also, what it does, it goes to show Pangal's match consistency, as it is the second time that he has topped the number one spot in less than 15 months. Ahead of the Asian Olympic qualifier in Amman, Jordan, back in March of 2020 for a 2020 qualifier, just before everything got shut down. The fighter, Pangal here, was ranked number 1 by the BTF. Now, at that point in time, Zverev, the Uzbekistani Zverev, was ranked number 2 at that point in time, and then we still saw Banama as well as Fleecy in that as well. But the number 5 spot at the time was going to Galal Yafai of Great Britain, who has slipped out of that top 5 position right now. Now, the current rankings are taking into account matches that ran, anything that ran up to and including the 18th of June, 2021. So Pangal managed to hold on to his top spot, and as a result, he becomes only the second Indian boxer to reach that top spot ever, since the last one being Vijender Singh, who was ranked number 1 in the middleweight category back in 2009 after securing the World Championship bronze. So, talking about Zverev here, talking about the Uzbekistanis. So, wrong weight category. We're not talking about that. Wrong weight class, Big T. We're not talking about that weight category just now. We are going to go. We're going to run through those at another time. Right now, we are talking about Zverev though, and the Uzbekistanis, because they actually they've entered 11 boxers in 8 men and 3 women into this Olympic tournament. So, and they've done that a couple of different ways. This is a country who not only usually puts out some very strong boxers, but also may have also benefited a little bit to the World Championships, the Paris World qualifier being canceled. So they've managed to qualify boxers a couple of different ways so far. So looking at the old-fashioned way. We've got the 2019 world medalist Mirzakhalilov at the men's featherweight. They're also qualified Bobo Uzmanbadarov for the men's welterweight, reigning super heavyweight champion Bakodur Jalilov is 2-time Asian medalist, and Elnur Duremov, as well as Tursunov in the men's, and Tursunoy Rakhimova in the women's flyweight, with Shakobin and Zverev looking to defend his men's flyweight title for the 2nd games in a row. Now, these guys all secured spots on the Uzbek squad in their respective weight divisions, either by advancing to semifinal match or by scoring a box-off win at the 2020 Asia-Oceania qualification tournament that took place in Amman. Now, coming in the other way, though, we have Farnat Kakramanov in the men's middleweight. We've got 2019 world silver medalist Dilshadbek Ruzmatov for the men's light heavyweight, Rekona Khodorova for the women's lightweight, and Maftanaktan Maleva in the women's middleweight. Now, this completes the nation's boxing lineup by topping the list of eligible boxers from Asia Oceania in the respective weight divisions of the IOC's Boxing Task Force rankings. Now, Maleva later dropped out and was replaced by another Uzbekistani, Shekhanova Yunusova. So, with 11 successful entrants, the Uzbekistani actually have the largest number of qualified boxers at the games, sharing top spot with Great Britain, which is why I thought this was worth mentioning here. Although I believe, to British pride on this one, credit where credit's due, I believe more of their boxers got through the old-fashioned way with an actual box-off and, secured theirs through qualification tournaments, than just simply being awarded top spot on world rankings on the European stage. So got to give credit where credit's due on that one. But the Uzbeks are definitely going to be a team to keep an eye out for and one to watch, especially again Shkobin Zverev and then Jalilov up in the super heavy category is going to be one to keep an eye out on as well. But that's what we've got looking around the ring for today, Graham.
Awesome wrap up. There's only 25 days to go. It's a few short weeks away till we finally get to see the best of the best going off. It's going to be a great tournament singular games. Thanks very much for that wrap up. I appreciate it, Christian, and we'll see you tomorrow.